What do you think when you hear the Nintendo 64? Okay, what else do you think of? There's sure to be a lot of wonderful games that come to mind, right? Mario Kart 64, Star Fox 64, Paper Mario 64, Quest 64! Okay, not that last one. And while I did have this great system as a kid, there was one classic that many people grew up with and loved that I did not have a chance to play. And that game happened to feature a very iconic bear and bird. That's right, Diddy Kong Racing. No, actually, we're talking about the game that started a new franchise all its own, Banjo Kazooie, a true-to-form Nintendo 64 platformer that made its debut in 1998. This universally loved title garnered 3 million in sales and is seen by many as one of the Nintendo 64's greatest games. The internet had nothing but good things to say about the dynamic duo. Praise after praise this game was given all over the internet. Seriously, this franchise was so good, it got sort of a renaissance in the 2010s. Tons of YouTubers gushed about why they loved Banjo Kazooie and other rare games. The company, not the scarcity. A new generation was shown just how good Banjo and Kazooie could stand the test of time. I mean, they'd have to, because they've only really had a handful of games to this point, with their last game being on the Xbox 360 in 2008. You could argue if it weren't for YouTube, and maybe Rare Replay in 2015, Banjo may not have gotten his extra time in the spotlight. Who knows, he may not have even made it onto Smash Bros. Although that's kind of a stretch. But either way, the internet told me to play Banjo Kazooie. And back in 2012, I bought and played it on the Nintendo 64. And you know what? It was pretty good. I really enjoyed my time with it. Until I got to a certain level. Never played it again. That's right, I never beat the game. And it felt like the world was taunting me to finally beat it, as the popularity of the franchise only grew from there. Especially in 2019, when Banjo and Kazooie found their way into Smash Bros. Ultimate. Holy crap, it was such a big deal to see these OG Nintendo heroes come full circle and return home not only in Smash Bros. Ultimate, but also the Switch Online expansion pack. People are still chomping at the bit for a Banjo 3, and that's where we are today. Every year, I raise money for the St. Jude Children's Hospital. It's a great time, I eat a lot of hot sauce, and we have a lot of fun trying to reach our milestones while supporting a good cause. One of the goals this year was that I would not only replay Banjo Kazooie, but 100% the game if I made over $200. Well, we reached over 1,000, so guess what? How is Banjo Kazooie all these years later? Does it live up to its musical hype, or has it aged like Gruntilda after eating 32 boxes of saltine crackers? Let's find out. The game starts with Gruntilda, an evil witch asking her cauldron who the fairest one of them all is. And she got snubbed by a bear child. Not happy about this, she decides to kidnap Tooty, the beautiful bear in question, while her brother Banjo is asleep. Once he wakes up and finds her gone, he enlists the help of his snarky friend Kazooie to enter the witch's lair and save Tooty from the evil witch before Gruntilda can steal her beauty. And now I know what Banjo should do next. Get a game over immediately and watch as Gruntilda becomes hot. Dang, that model looks a bit too attractive. So this is what happened to Tooty in my save file that I gave up all those years ago. Well, if you actually want to play the game, you must explore around the lair, going from level to level, collecting jigsaw pieces, or jiggies as the game calls them, in order to access new worlds. Rinse and repeat until you reach the old bag herself, and save your sister. And let me just say, if there's one thing this game gets a 10 bears out of 10 score on, it's presentation! From the moment you go around Spiral Mountain, it's just peaceful vibes all around. And then you enter Gruntilda's lair, and the tone shifts to this slightly eerie, yet curious feeling. Each world has its own unique atmosphere too. Mumbo's Mountain, Treasure Trove Cove, Clanker's Cavern, Bubba Goop Swamp, Freeze Easy Peak, Gobi's Desert, Mad Monster Mansion, that level, and Click Clock Wood are all visual and musical masterpieces. Rare's odd brand of charm can be found in every character, enemy, and object you interact with. Did I mention everything is living and sentient? The Jiggies are alive. These vegetables are alive, which raises so many questions that I don't even know where to begin. The hands are alive with the sound of... By the way, I adore all the goofy sound effect jumbles that accompany the characters talking. It's just so silly and really adds to the personality this game gives every chance it can get. Some of my favorites are Banjo himself, Mumbo, the pirate captain, which literally is just burping noises, and Gobi the camel, because he just sounds so pathetic. These voices are incredible, and they immediately convey the personalities of the characters. The game would not be the same without them. I'm not sure if Banjo and Company originated this style of voice acting, but I think it's safe to say it's influenced games that came after. It's so good that games like Animal Crossing would do something similar. I'd say these voice profiles have aged great. This game has great humor too. Kazooie is always wisecracking as the duo makes their way through a new land, and she's constantly making fun of the characters. Gruntilda talks entirely in rhyme, and it's honestly impressive that they keep up with that quirk for the entire adventure. There's also Gruntilda's sister, Brentilda, who not only looks like Glinda the Good Witch, but also spends the entire game smack-talking her sister and telling us embarrassing secrets about her. She uses moldy cheese-flavored toothpaste? She hangs dirty undies from the ceiling? She's in the band Grunty and the Broomstick Boys? Their albums are sick! And the music, composed by Grant Kirkhope, really captures each level's charm. These are some of the most nostalgic and whimsical tunes I've ever heard, and they make each world memorable and entertaining. The best part is a lot of the music will change depending on where you are in the level, like if you go underwater or enter different parts of Gruntilda's lair, and it all happens dynamically and feels like a natural progression as you pass through each area in the game. It's kind of impressive for the Nintendo 64. I've listened to these tracks long before even playing the game. So nostalgic. But what do you do in these worlds? Well, you gotta get jiggy with it. Your main task is to collect jiggies. These are living, breathing jigsaw pieces that are required to open more worlds to continue your adventure. You get these jiggies by doing all sorts of tasks in each world. There are also tons of collectibles scattered around each world, like musical notes, Mumbo's tokens, Jinjos, colorful bird people, and honeycomb pieces. You collect music notes, 100 per world, to help you open doors in Gruntilda's lair. Mumbo tokens are given to Mumbo for transformations, 5 Jinjos in each world to help you collect a Jiggy, and a honeycomb piece is used to form more honeycomb to increase your life bar. It's a full-on collectathon, giving you plenty of things to find and lots of different tasks to do. While it is quite a lot of stuff, it's more than doable. It's not nearly as bad as the amount in, say, Donkey Kong 64. That one, I don't want 100% that one. Another thing I like about this title is that you can explore each world as much as you like, collecting all the Jiggies in one go, unlike Mario 64, where you jump in a painting, get a star, get warped back to the castle, rinse and repeat. It just flows so much better that you can just explore a level until you're good and ready to leave. And just think of all the things you could do. Walk on the giant piano in Mad Monster Mansion, explore the tombs of Gobi's Desert, swim through the seas of Treasure Trove Cove. Oh god! Oh! Oh no! Oh! Oh no! 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 Back away, snackers! Back, I say! Just let me get this last Jiggy, gosh dang it! There's no map, you just kind of go around and see how you can interact with things. And there you go! A bear and bird adventure! This unique combination of bear and bird can do a lot of stuff together, including their moves. You learn a lot of moves right off the bat. Some help you get around, like climbing trees, or hovering to get extra air with jumping, or Kazooie carrying Banjo while walking up slopes. You're going to be using that one a lot. Others are used for attacking, like Banjo's rolling or Kazooie's peck attack. And then there's Banjo using his claws.
This is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
You learn these moves from Bottles, this nerdy mole who teaches you all throughout the game. And some of these are so wacky and out there, you just gotta love them. Look at the move where you have to traverse the swamp with Kazooie walking on stilts. It's so silly and so fun to watch. Or how about the eggs which you shoot out of Kazooie? You can shoot them like projectiles, or you can just poop the eggs out if you want. I didn't add that sound effect. That's in the game. It knows me so well. Want to feel invincible? You can use gold feathers to help you out with deadly obstacles or really difficult enemies. I thought these ghost enemies were impossible to kill, but nah, the gold feathers did the trick. Gold feathers even negate fall damage. Friendly tips from random bystander here. Red feathers allow you to fly around certain levels. There's something nice about the freedom that comes with being able to fly around. Then later, getting another move where Banjo is a living homing missile, destroying the bear's enemies. And while they aren't moves technically, if you collect Mumbo tokens, you can use them to transform into different animals or objects to get more jiggies. You can be a termite, a crocodile that snaps at enemies, an adorable and defenseless pumpkin, a Jerry Seinfeld bee, a washing machine. A washing machine? Well, might as well do laundry while I'm here. Yes, several of these moves are great and add on to the experience, but some of them I could live without. The swimming, for example, is abysmal. You're either moving too slow by dog paddling, bear paddling, or you're going too fast with Kazooie flapping her wings underwater. There's no happy medium here, and it makes navigating underwater feel unbearable. Oh, God. Also, the camera controls make flying iffy, too. In fact, that's another point. The camera is not your friend in this game. The Nintendo 64 didn't have a C stick, it had C buttons. And this game makes me really wish they had a C stick instead. So many times I had trouble just trying to see where I was going. I can't tell if this is a problem with the original game or some side effect with how Nintendo Switch Online handles the software. Either way, it can get very frustrating and make an already difficult challenge feel impossible. Especially if you were like me and promised to 100% the game. Some of these jiggies took me a lot of attempts to get, and there was a lot of random rage happening. That darn sled race with the polar bear, swimming to the bottom of Clanker to only drown, going through every inch of click-clock wood without dying. Yeah, I use save states. What of it? I know some people are against them, but I'm not them, so deal. Oh, and you want to know the main reason I had no problem with the save states? The music notes. These yellow sound hieroglyphics are really hard to get in one go. Sure, there's only 100 in each location, but if you die, you have to start all over again. Doesn't matter how many you collected, you gotta start from the beginning. You could be 99 notes away from completion. You could be 1 note away from completion. You could have spent hours on Click Clock Wood, a level that takes forever to 100%. But if you die, it's time to get all those notes all over again. It's best to get 100 notes as soon as you can. Congratulations, Banjo! You found a way to make music notes tedious. But I did it. I learned every move, found every honeycomb piece, gathered every note, found as much jiggies as I could, and then I made my way to that level. Yes, that one. The one that made me rage quit all those years ago. The one that gives new players a hell of a time too. A level so infamous, it strikes fear in the hearts of gamers old and new. Rusty Bucket Bay. This level is one of the most difficult levels I've ever played in my life. In any game. Everything wants you dead the moment you enter, and there's no shortage of ways to die either. Things like the polluted waters that hurt you by simply touching it, or the smokestacks growing teeth and chomping on you. There's radioactive waste, a giant crane, dolphin abuse. Oh, how could it get any worse? I'm gonna get the... Oh, you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's back! He's back! Are you serious? This level also houses the engine room, one of the most infamous jiggies in the entire game, where you have to avoid spinning fans, hit a button, and reach the engine fan of the boat before time runs out. I barely made it! I swear, a sadist designed this level with how challenging it is, and I don't think I could have done it, at least not as quickly as I did, if it weren't for save states. The music is great though, like seriously, and maybe hell, but hell is a bop. And after beating that level and Click Clock Wood 100%, you're ready to make your way to Gruntilda. Ready to face the ultimate... quiz show? Gruntilda decides to quiz you in a board game? I'll give rare points for creativity there. It's a fun little finale that's not only challenging, but requires you to have paid attention to specific things over the course of your adventure. Did you notice what certain areas look like? Did you remember what certain characters sound like? Remember when Gruntilda was talking smack about her sister? Well, that's on the quiz too! Better get them right or you're falling into a pit of boiling lava! But finally, after question upon question, quiz show upon quiz show, we defeat Gruntilda and save our little sister Tootie from her greasy green clutches. Or do we? That's right! There's even a fake credits fake out, where Tootie scolds you for not killing her and finishing the job.
Take him out of town and finish the job.
So, let's make our way to the real final battle. Many people say it's difficult. I even stocked up some extra health as a completion bonus, which I'll need facing this ugly witch. The final battle is upon us, and Grunty pulls out all the stops. Fireballs, homing missiles, ramming us with her broom, and we will have to use a combination of all the moves we've learned, along with Jinjos we've collected, to bring her down. Plus, the melody is some of Grant Kirkhope's best, pulling off music that fits this epic final fight, all while keeping a slightly lighthearted tone to it. Yes, it's been a goofy adventure, but you're near the end now, and things are getting real. It all comes together in a fitting climax, and I had a lot of fun with this fight. It was tough, and it took me several attempts, but eventually with persistence and a giant Jinjo, Gruntilda went down like a clown. Yeah, she's not the only one who can rhyme. And I think we're done. That wasn't too bad. Gruntilda is defeated gracefully. Oh, shit. And Banjo and Kazooie get the vacation they deserve. Look at those melons! So what did I think of Banjo Kazooie? It's not a perfect game, that's for sure, and I think it got a bit overhyped, but there's still a lot to love about it. Banjo Kazooie's charm is its main appeal, as the presentation, gameplay, and characters are some of the best on the Nintendo 64. It's fun to explore, and a lot of these jiggies are fun to collect. I can see why one would fall in love with this game, and in the end, I did too. There are some parts of this game that haven't aged well, especially some of the controls and missions, and Rusty Bucket Bay has a special place in the underworld and deserves to stay there. But despite its flaws, it's still a game I find worth playing. It's one of those gems of the Rare era, one of their last big games they had before being bought out by Microsoft. It's a classic, and if you are a fan of the iconic platformer from the past, it's worth picking up, whether it's through Switch Online or Rare Replay. Let's hope Banjo-Tooie and/or Conker's Bad Fur Day get their time to shine too. Until those games release, however, Banjo-Kazooie is a fantastic adventure that's the perfect fitting puzzle piece of platforming's past. Revenge is a dish best served with gold feathers. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and check out my other videos too. Special thanks to everyone who helped me out with the video. I couldn't have done it without all of you. Also an extra special thanks to all my Patreon patrons, including Mantelferox and Savacom. You all help make every episode possible, and you all mean the world to me. If you'd like to join the Patreon, the link is in the description below, along with my Twitch and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good night.